good time to start talking to you about finding houses and housemates. This is about the right time of year to be doing it if you haven't already started looking. I left it quite late myself last year, and I've ended up in a house that's quite far away from campus. I like my house, but it's not like ideal. So if you want to get sort of your perfect kind of place, then it's good to start looking now. It's quite easy to try and find estate agents around here. If you go on Google and just type in Hatfield estate agents and then see what properties are to let. I personally went with Rain & Co, which is the estate agent. It's in Hatfield town centre, quite near to Asda, and they dealt with everything quite well. Everything was easy, and you know, it was a completely non-confusing, simple way to do it. I don't really know obviously about the other estate agents, but I'm sure obviously they're used to dealing with students, so it's not too hard. The other thing is housemates. I'm sure some of you have got people that you want to live with from your course, or people that you've lived with on campus this year, but there may be others that haven't actually found anyone to live with yet and are not sure what to do, in which case I would suggest going on to UH Housemates, which if you go on your StudyNet portal, it's under social, which is there, and if you scroll down, there's a bit there that says UH Housemates on the side there, and it says 9 new properties and 3 housemates in the last 24 hours. So if you click on that, it'll come up with the different ways you can search. You can find a room and sort of search what houses, or you can post an advert for I have a room to rent, and then alongside the find a housemate. If you're looking specifically for housemates, obviously you'd go on there, browse, and there's like different ways, you know, location, Hatfield, maximum rent, you know, just quite a simple form to fill in, and it'll come up with sort of list of housemates. But if you've got your housemates, there's also the find a house, which works in the same kind of way. And it says houses are available in Hatfield and St Albans. So yeah, that's a pretty good way to get started to try and find housemates. Like I say, if you didn't catch that, it is on your portal, and you go across to social, which is on the second line there. I actually used that myself last year, and it worked out really well. I like living with the people I live with. There's no problems, it's all pretty good. The only problems that we do have, like I say, is being quite far away from the campus, and there's a few problems with our landlord, so it's always good if you're looking at a house to try and ask the current tenants what's the landlord like. In our case, it's not any big problems, but the landlord is reluctant to get jobs done, and that ends up being quite a problem when you're constantly on the phone trying to get things sorted. Like, we've had mould problems, and there's a leak in our kitchen ceiling, which are, you know, quite big things when you've got to live with them daily. So if you ask the current tenants when you're viewing houses whether the landlord gets things done quickly and how he is to deal with, it's always a good start. That's all I can think of now for housing. When you are looking around, I suggest looking for any signs of damp or mould, because that's been one of our problems. And I suppose it's always good to ask what the neighbours are like. Here, to be honest, our neighbours are fine. We don't even hear them. It's, you know, it's fine. But if you're gonna live in a place where the neighbours are quiet, then obviously you need to understand that you've got to respect that. So if you ask people and they say, oh, the neighbourhood is very quiet, you can't really have parties till 3 AM or something. So it depends on preference. If you're quite happy to be noisy and have noisy neighbours, that's fine. But it is worth asking the tenants what the neighbours are like. Yeah, like I say, if I think of anything more, I'll blog to you again.